her that she was taken out of her apartment in the middle of the night while my two grandsons were sleeping on October 10th, 2010. And we have not seen or heard from her since. Now, I most definitely have to kind of like piggyback on everything that's been said here today and that's been reported here today because, you know, for the last 6 or 7 years, I've had to fight to humanize my daughter to people in this city to make it, you know, let them know that I'm not just going to lay down and let my child be gone. That's right. That's not going to happen. I mean, you all can check my social media because I agree with you 100%. That's what a social media is supposed to be for. I say it all the time. It's not social media, it's what you do with it. That's right. I use it to promote my daughter, and I have used it over the last 7 years to take my daughter from having a couple of hundred followers to over 500,000. Okay, so it's like 500,000 people that have seen my daughter's face and know my daughter's story. And as far as, you know, Attorney Shabazz was saying, I am 100% with him because if you all have been following my daughter's story, you all know that the one thing that I have not done is lay down and let this happen to my daughter and to my grandsons. My daughter has 2 children, 2 sons, and they were 3 or 4 at the time when somebody came into her apartment in Southeast and took her out in the middle of the night while my grandsons were sleeping. Okay, so this is what I've had to live with for the last 6, almost 7 years. She was taken on 10-10-10. So October the 10th of this year will be 7 years. And one thing that I definitely have to agree with everything that I've said in here, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That's right. That's
and the
right.
last 6, almost 7 years, I have been fighting. My soldier over there, you know, that's like my brother, my soldier. He's always here beating the streets with me. We go out to different events. I have a radio show that I've been doing every week to bring awareness to not just my daughter's case, but other missing people's cases as well. And the one thing that we cannot do is sit back and be silent. I mean, I've had confrontations with the chief of police, council members, you know, you name it. I mean, he can tell you. I don't have any problem with telling anybody anything that's on my mind because this is my child. Bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. And anybody that's not in this fight to help me, as far as I'm concerned, they're against me. They're part of the problem. So I wanted to come here tonight to, first of all, bring awareness of my daughter's case because I know a lot of people up this part of town really doesn't even know about her case because we're starting to spread it out now where we're trying to take ward by ward and bring awareness to, you know, my daughter's case. Even though the media, I've been on the Maury Povich show, I've been on The View. I mean, I've done all types of things, you know, blogs, radio show. We're doing a radio show like once a week now with Hustle Firm Entertainment, you know, bringing awareness to my daughter's case. Right. And I have to say, and once again, piggyback on everything that I've been hearing here, especially from Attorney Shabazz, I was right with you because if we don't stand up and take our damn neighborhoods back, from the people that are infiltrating our neighborhood and snatching our people out and snatching us out of our home. I was born in D.C. You know, now I have bittersweet memories of D.C. because I love it because I was born here, but I hate it for what it's done taken from me for the last 7 years. I mean, and, you know, it's like, you know, if we don't stand for something, like I said, we're going to fall for anything. And the one thing that I have not done in this last 7 years is lay down. We have to fight for our children. We have to fight for our community. We have to fight for our homes because gentrification is real. I mean, we can see that, you know, we can see that all we got to do is ride up, you know, 13th, 14th Street over in Ward 8. All you got to do is ride around and see all this construction, all these cranes, just like he was saying. I mean, they are literally taking our neighborhoods away from us. And the only way we can do it is stand up and fight to keep what is actually ours in the first place.
Black power.
Black power. Black power. Black power. And we have a whole lot more power. I've learned. Once I got a hold of that media attention, they start listening to Miss Hurst. When you start making a fuss, like he said, when you go out there with bullhorns and you make a fuss and you stand up for what you believe in, people have no other choice but to listen. And the ones that are coming in trying to just slide their way in like little snakes, they will have to flee. Because when you have a formidable force to reckon with, that makes people think twice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning when I was, I'm just gonna let the police do what they do, and this in the first like couple of weeks of my daughter's case, they weren't doing anything. Okay? They weren't doing anything. It's a daggone shame that me and my family's flyers hit the streets before the police departments did. I have had a sit-down conversation with the new chief of police and let him know exactly how I felt about them finding that yoga instructor in 2 days. And my daughter been missing for 6 years, almost 7 years. I have no problem. Here, I tell you, I stepped to the biggest of the big and let them know how Miss Hurst feel. They don't even like to see Miss Hurst coming. I know they're like, oh God, here she come again. That's right, here I come again. Until y'all find my baby, I'm gonna turn this city and every other city that I go into and make my presence known in upside down, looking for my daughter.
That's right.
I said in the beginning I was gonna make it local. And then I made a vow to my daughter. If I can't find you local, I'm going national. If I can't find you national, I'm going international. And I've done all that. By the grace of God, God has given me the strength and the power to stand up. We have to stand up and let our voices be heard. We have to.
That's
if our
right.
voices don't be heard, we just laying down letting it happen.
That's black power.
The one thing that I can say, the last almost 7 years, I feel good about the fact that I stood up for my daughter. I have not just let, these daggone white girls that come up missing, they get all the media attention. No, y'all gonna give my daughter some media attention too. And by the grace of God, I have been, very, very blessed. I really have. I have been very, very blessed because I've been on numerous TV shows, radio shows. I mean, you name it, I've done it. I burned up the pavement. I have, we have been out doing flyer distributions in different parts of the city, the whole 9 yards. Because if we don't let our voice be heard, that's what you get.
Yeah. That's right.
Now, when you get their silence, that's when they slide in like snakes and they're going to rip us. They're already taking away our communities. And then our children get snatched.
Yeah.
Okay, my daughter was in her house when she was supposed to be with her kids.
Yes.
She wasn't out here in the street. Even if she was, nobody deserves that. But my daughter was in her house with her children where she was supposed to be. Somebody came in her house and took her out of there while my grandsons were asleep. Miss Hurst don't lay down for that. Miss Hurst was not going to lay down for that. And when my daughter first got taken, I had broken my leg. That didn't stop me. 2 years ago, my dad had a stroke. I had to run back and forth to North Carolina. That didn't stop me. 2 years ago, not only did my dad have a stroke, but I bust my head open and had to get 13 stitches in my head. That didn't stop me. You know why? Because Miss Harris is not playing. I'm riding off of, and I'm just so glad that I got a chance to hear you speak tonight and inspire and encourage me even further. And I'm glad that I was invited here because we have to stand up.
Yes.
Our voice needs to be heard.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you, everything that they've been telling you tonight is true. Because when I was quiet and just trying to let the police take care of everything, nothing got done.
That's right.
Until Miss Harris started putting her foot down and stepping on people's toes and stepping up in their offices and making them know that Miss Harris ain't going nowhere. You either find my daughter or this what you gonna have to live with.
Yes.
I sat right in front of the police